What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, before passives were a thing on gear, you basically could just look at the stats available and the upgrade totals. If a piece of gear had high upgrades and the right stats, then you know that piece of gear was right for the use that you're doing. Now that passives are on gear, and I'm talking about like the 425 power and the 13.84% defense armor on repair, now that passives are on part of gear, the focus changes not so much from what stats are on the piece. Obviously, you would still want the correct stats on your items. However, you really want to pay attention to the passive rolls on all of your gear. Now, this particular pair of boots here, obviously, has got one bum passive on it. That does not help out. This is for my Wisp builder, and I have been grinding the Tornado Highlands quite a bit to try to find a better item. Now, in the process of this, I managed to come across this low-roll pair of boots. Only 360 upgrades, low stat rolls all the way across the board. However, not only do we have the perfect passive rolls, we also have very high rolls of those perfect passives. As far as the passives for a damaging defense, the general rule is going to be you want to have two of the three best passives. The three best passives, of course, are percentage of defense damage, power, and rate. If you get two of those three, you're going to be in pretty decent shape. However, one thing needs to be said, and that is the percent defense damage stands very high above everything else. Now, this is for a defense that does damage only, so it has no effect on, say, a Ensnare Aura or a Buff Beam. It's only for defenses that do damage themselves. However, it is 100% the best in slot for those items. So let's take a look at my Wisps and where they're at right now. Once we throw them down, just at tier 1, we are at 780,000 DPS. Now, this is with this 445 upgrade pair of boots. I've got power as one of the passives, and then I've got all 4 of the builder stats required. If we take a look at this pair of boots, we're only 360 upgrades. So if we use these, we're going to lose 238 fort. We're going to lose, what, like 240-ish power. We're going to lose 300 range, and we're going to lose 244 rate. So we've got a massive drop in our stats by using this piece. However, once again, we're currently at 780,000 tooltip DPS. If we equip these lower quality boots, we are now at 834,000 tooltip DPS. So we get what, like a 6 or 7% gain to our damage output of our Wisps in the process of losing all those stats. And it's because the perfect passive rolls are going to make such a massive difference. Having that 9.98% defense damage on it is absolutely huge. The maximum, as far as I know, is going to be 10% there. And then the maximum power is 550, so we got near perfect rolls on a lower end piece, and that gives us a better result. So I guess the moral of the story here is don't just jump right to your amount of upgrades and your stat rolls. First off, you want your proper stats on your pieces of gear. However, don't just dial in on having those correct upgrades. You really want to take a look at your passives, as they are going to really change things up. So looking at the stat changes here, I'm at 12.3 thousand power with the current. And then, of course, when I use these boots, I'm all the way up at 12.66. And the percent damage increase just does such an enormous amount that the lower rolled boots are still giving me more power. So make sure you're taking a look at all of your stuff on your gear, not just your stats and your upgrade totals. You gotta get those passives dialed in, and that percentage of defense damage is without a doubt the best passive for a damaging defense in the game. That will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.